At the time it was introduced at the Turin Motor Show in 1957, the Giulietta Sprint Speciale was Alfa Romeo's shining star. Few automotive brands create cars as seductive as Alfa Romeo. Of all Alfa Romeo's road-going production models, the Giulietta Sprint Speciale is perhaps the most extraordinary. Franco Scaglione, the designer for coach builder Bertoni, worked on experimental prototypes for Alfa Romeo's Berlinetta Aerodynamica Tecnica, or BAT program, resulting in 3 concept cars, which recently sold for $14.8 million at a Sotheby's auction. Scaglione embraced the essence of those outrageous designs for the Sprint Speciale. The aerodynamic styling was so advanced that its drag coefficient was not improved upon by a production car for nearly 2 decades.
I got this car about a year ago. I found it in California. I was looking for this car, and there was one on Bring a Trailer that I just missed out on, and I was pretty upset about it. But a couple weeks later, this car popped up, and everything worked out.
It offered a 1.3-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder engine with twin Weber carburetors that made about 100 horsepower delivered through a 5-speed manual transmission, which is more than adequate to power the 2,000-pound coupe.
The interior of the car is unique. I would say that the driving position is something you get used to. It's not bad, it's just a little awkward at first. The seat doesn't offer a tremendous amount of support. It's almost like you're sitting in your living room. And then the back area is equally as strange. Oftentimes people think that you can put kids or people back there, but they're not seats. It's just a storage shelf for any luggage or anything that you want to carry in the car would kind of go in that area because there's not a tremendous amount of room in the trunk.
The original intention of the Speciale was to go racing, but unfortunately its steel construction was too heavy to compete with the Zagato's all-aluminum version of the Sprint. Alfa backed Zagato for racing and offered the Speciale as a limited edition road car for the public.
Anytime you think about an Italian classic sports car, you probably immediately think V12. And, this car couldn't be further from that. It's got a small 1.3-liter 4-cylinder engine, but, it's every bit an Italian sports car, complete with all the character that you would expect from an Italian car. It's really just a great driving experience. If you drive around in any classic car, it'll stick out in modern traffic. And one of the things that you'll notice about this car is how small it really is compared to modern cars. But the unusual design really makes it stick out like a sore thumb. And it really looks like a little UFO buzzing around on the streets.
About 1,300 Giulietta Sprint Speciales were made. While they're certainly more significant and rare Alfa Romeos, few are more engaging or rewarding to drive. It's probably the most enticing Alfa Romeo of its era. And while terms like rolling art are somewhat overused, it's appropriate terminology to describe the Giulietta Sprint Speciale. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content on exotic cars, sports cars, and classic cars, please click the logo in the center of the screen to subscribe.